Hi everyone, I'm Jim Benson from Modus Cooperandi and Modus Institute. I've created things like Personal Kanban and Lean Coffee and other formats to help people better understand work that has a lot of variation, has a lot of unpredictability, has a lot of collaboration involved in it, and not only just how to manage that work, but then also how to have better conversations, better meetings, come to alignment, all that good stuff. So in the Lean Agile Visual Management program, we have an accreditation program and a certification program. We seek to find students who are interested in becoming effective change agents, who are interested in becoming effective at reaching alignment with groups of stakeholders, with managing difficult pieces of work, and managing about discovering, your way through a complex problem or a complex set of problems, and building teams where culture and process are one, where the work that we do is symbiotic or is very closely linked to who we are and who we want to be as professionals. And we have a very definite structure for how to do that. And this program is a bit of an investment. It's not just a 2-day, watch it and forget it and get a piece of paper kind of certification. This is a real thing. So it takes about a few months to get through, and there are 4 stages, 5 if you count the number 0. So we start off in stage 0, where we introduce the students to the lenses. And these are the lenses. So there's communications, how we talk to each other, what information we need as professionals to get our work done, what information does other people need, how are we constantly being interrupted by other people who are looking for information from us, how do we make sure that communication is taken care of in our daily work so that our daily work doesn't become just being interrupted with people looking for information. Making sure that everyone has what they need when they need it to get their work done. When you begin to have those conversations that build that communication system, you build stronger relationships between people on the team, between the team and management, between the team and the customer, between the team and the community that is using your products or services. When those two things happen, you begin to see that respect isn't something that you have to earn or fight for, but it's something that just comes naturally. Oh, hey, you're communicating with me. You're giving me what I need. We're negotiating in real time how to build the best product possible. I respect that, and it's a nice thing to watch when it begins to happen. When you have those 3 things together, that kind of social layer, then you build flow. And flow can be psychological flow, or it can be operational flow. And flow is when the right thing is done at the right time and it's delivered to the right person in a way that they're satisfied with and that you're satisfied with. That gives you psychological flow, gives you operational flow. There's no way that you can do that if you don't have a system of PDSA, plan, do, study, adjust. You figure out what you're going to do, you go off and do it, you study the results, and then you adjust for the next time. And often in Lean and Agile, we jump right in and say you need to do PDSA or PDCA or inspect and adapt or whatever flavor we're subscribing to. But we don't build the social systems and the operational systems to allow that PDSA to happen. So these lenses allow us to critically look at how we work every day and intentionally build better systems to work together. So that is stage 0. In stage 1, we use Personal Kanban as kind of the archetype of a system. And we go through and look at the structure of Personal Kanban. And this isn't a Personal Kanban class. What it is it's taking Personal Kanban and it's saying Personal Kanban has some specific elements. It's looking at the current state of work, It is looking towards a future state of work. It is taking items that one or more people think are important and helping you prioritize those items. It is communicating current workload, current stress, current blockages, current conversations, the current development of something from one person or group to another person of group. So there's the communications and relationships that I just spoke of. And through this stage 1 system, we look at what are the elements of a system. And we've come up with 7 of them, but the 2 that I want to mention right now are triggers. So personal Kanban or a Kanban or any visual control should trigger appropriate behavior by the professionals that are looking at it. And then the second thing is narrative. So does the system show you your past, your present, and your future? And can you act on seeing that information? Can you plan better by seeing your future? Can you act appropriately right now, seeing your present? And can you learn from what you did in the past? This isn't just watching sticky notes float across a whiteboard. This is building a system of real continuous improvement. So from there, now that you understand how a system works and what the elements of systems thinking might be, we jump into stage 2, which is share the system. So in this, we look at meetings. So meetings are like little tiny systems. Every time you come into a meeting, there's a bunch of people gathered. There's a goal for the end of the meeting, and then you have to set up some sort of system to get to the end of it. The reason that people don't like meetings is because you usually don't get there. So we talk about all sorts of ways to say when you have human beings gathered and you have an outcome you wish to achieve, what visual systems can you create in order to get to those? And so we look at lean coffee as a system. We look at value stream mapping as a system. We look at working sessions, at power distance, at one-on-ones, at all sorts of different angles by which you can look at how one, or I guess 2 or more people can come together, make decisions, get alignment, move on, and actually have something constructive. Those are systems. And those need to be visual, generally, because you need to remember what happened in the system. And if it's not visualized, it's generally forgotten. Or it's worse yet, it's remembered very well, but very differently by the people who went through the meeting. And then they come back later and they have to have another meeting to argue about what they put in their meeting, right? So we don't want to do that. We want to actually build real systems. And then we move on to stage 3. And in stage 3, which is building the system, we talk about how to actually get together with a team and build a real system where the team understands its work, understands its culture, understands its communication systems, understands its collaborative systems, understands how it interacts internally and externally, and then can build visual systems to satisfy the unique needs of that team. And in all of these classes, we talk about examples from software development, from government, from education, from finance, from construction. And we talk about how these different groups get together and come up with different things, from restaurants even, right? And so work, when you have a team, requires that that team has some idea of who they are, why they're there, what professionalism looks like for them, and then how to achieve it and how to maintain it once they do. So this isn't like you go away for a week and you do some like fall backwards exercises and you figure out what your culture is. This is building a real system with a real maintenance plan that says we value the people that we work with, the way that we work together, how we're going to work, and then we're going to make sure that we don't screw that up in the future. All right, so Then we come to stage 4. As you might guess, I'm really into this stuff. The first waves of students coming through the class, this has been probably the best professional experience I can imagine. So 4 is the end of this, which is powering the system. And in this, we look at 3 problems, universal problems, and 3 nuances. So when you are a change agent, or when you are a project manager, or when you are a product manager, or when you are a team member that just cares about something, or when you are upper management, when you are a human being going to work, you want to be professional. You go to work to want to work, right? But there's always all of these impediments to getting there. And a lot of these impediments are psychological, like they're how the human brain is wired, and others are just extremely painfully ingrained because of historical fact. So there are structures to companies and to agencies that have been around for over 100 years. We have a lot of historic memory about how things should be set up, and the way that things should be set up is often quite detrimental to providing a humane workplace. So in stage 4, we tackle that right away. We say, okay, we want to build a humane system of work. So we want humane role definition. We want to know how to actually be a leader in that type of an environment, whether we're leading from the bottom, the middle, or the top. We want to survive as a change agent. And internally, we had a lot of conversations about that word survive because it seemed really dire. But if you think about any change agent you know, they're probably frustrated. And there's a lot of really good reasons why they're frustrated. And it's not because people are jerks and they don't listen. It's because people are human and they're reacting in very human ways to change that is suggested, but they don't understand. So now we take all that stuff that we learned in the previous 3 sections about how to set up a system, what are the elements of the system, how to gain alignment, how to get people to work together, how to find the right work to do at the right time. And we start to fold this in to a real, humane operating system for companies. And we look at how companies are structured, how work is structured, and how learning is structured, so that we can go off and be the best change agents, the best managers, the best team members that we can possibly be. If this sounds interesting to you and you're prepared for a little bit of work, we would love to see you in this class. The conversations that we've had, the changes that students have made to Tony Ann in my life, and the changes I know that we've had helped them realize has just been ridiculously rewarding. So please, the certification is a study at your own pace. The accreditation, you join a cohort and you all work together collaboratively. We're going to try and do 2 cohorts a year. So please sign up for whichever one works best for you. The one in the middle is a team one for corporations. And if you do that, you get the higher attention of Tony Ann and myself, and you get the kind of more freedom of the individual study. So there's a lot of flexibility in the 3 plans. Please do take a look. You can chat with us at any time. One of us is usually around, and if it's not, it's because we're asleep. We're not ignoring you. Chat us up. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation, and let's go out and, as Deming said, let's learn together and build a better world. Thanks, everybody.